FBI Director Comey and the Democrats tried to push the lie that the Republicans funded the dossier.
Okay, my understanding was the activity was begun, that Steele was hired to look into, was first funded by Republicans.
The Washington Free Beacon, a conservative website, hired Fusion GPS to research some of the Republican primary candidates. They also hired separate firms to do research on Hillary Clinton. The Washington Free Beacon discontinued the services of Fusion GPS once Trump became the Republican nominee. To debunk the lying Democrats, the Washington Free Beacon revealed that the research provided by Fusion GPS was based on public sources. Christopher Steele was not involved, they did not pay for or have any knowledge of the dossier, and none of the work product that the Free Beacon received from Fusion GPS appeared in the Steele dossier.
When did you learn that the DNC and Hillary Clinton campaign had funded Christopher Steele's work?
Yeah, I still don't know that for a fact. I knew it was funded first by Republicans, opposed to Donald.
But that's not true.
I'm sorry?
That's not true. That the dossier that Christopher Steele worked on was funded by Republicans?
Team Hillary realized that in order to get the FISA warrant they so desperately wanted, they would need to supply the court with evidence of crimes that were never committed. So they decided to hire a chef that could sprinkle a little tinkle on this poop sandwich they were about to feed the American public. So in April of 2016, the Clinton campaign and the DNC paid the law firm Perkins Coie to hire the research firm Fusion GPS to write the infamous Steele dossier that was full of Russian lies. Fusion GPS turned around and hired former British spy Christopher Steele. The funny thing about Christopher Steele was that while he was being paid by Fusion GPS, he was also being paid by the FBI. The FBI made a series of 11 payments to him in 2016. Please, someone in this room has to have a brain. Christopher Steele is already being paid by the Clinton campaign and the DNC. We can't pay him to. Think of the paper trail. Guards, take him away. But no one had a brain. Fusion GPS also hired former CIA contractor Nellie Orr, who just so happened to be married to Bruce Orr. Bruce Orr was an Associate Deputy Attorney General, the fourth highest ranked man in DOJ. Bruce Orr would go on and willfully falsify government ethics forms by omitting that his wife Nellie was getting money from Fusion GPS while he was assisting with the investigation into the Trump campaign. By spreading the information that his family was financially profiting off of around the FBI and DOJ. Willfully falsifying government forms can land you in jail.
What we should be worried about is Bruce Orr, senior official at the Justice Department's wife, was working for the firm hired by the Clintons to put together the dossier. And we know the dossier was the key to all of this. And Bruce Orr, Peter Strzok told us in the hearing, Bruce Orr is the guy who funneled parts of the dossier to the FBI.
Fusion GPS was co-founded by Glenn Simpson, and Glenn Simpson was married to Mary Jacoby. On April 19th of 2016, the very next day after Admiral Rogers shut down private contractor access to the NSA database, Mary J. went to a meeting at the White House. Yep, nothing suspicious about that at all. Not at all. And while the media has been crediting Christopher Steele with writing the dossier, Mary J., not to be outdone, took to Facebook and posted that it was actually her husband that deserved all the credit for writing the dossier. And she was partially correct, because he started writing the dossier in 2007. That's right, 2007. In 2007, Mary J. and Glenn Simpson co-authored a piece in the Wall Street Journal titled How Lobbyists Help Ex-Soviets Woo Washington, featuring some of the same information and same players that appear in the dossier, like Paul Manafort, Viktor Yanukovych, and Alpha Group. Alpha Group owned Alpha Bank, the same bank from the phony Trump Tower server story, and Paul Manafort was demonized for his lobbying on behalf of the pro-Russian president of the Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych. And in 2008, when the Democrats tried to push the John McCain is in bed with Russia narrative, Glenn Simpson and Mary J. were right there, and they wrote an article called "McCain Consultant is Tied to Work for Ukraine Party," once again featuring more people and information that would be lobbed against Trump. There was also a second dossier. It was put together by longtime Clinton operative Cody Shearer.
Well, Cody is one of the card-carrying original members of the Black Ops team that Hillary developed over the years to chase down and blackmail the women with whom Bill was involved to cow them into silence. Kathleen Willey very explicitly mentions him as part of that.
The second dossier echoed the claims of the original. Shearer shared his dossier with the media and another longtime Clinton operative, Sid Vicious Blumenthal. Blumenthal had been part of the Clinton machine since the 90s and was known as the Clintons' political hitman because he smeared people that got in the Clintons' way. Blumenthal was so bad that Obama banned him from serving in his administration because Blumenthal was the father of the birther movement.
Sidney Blumenthal, a longtime Clinton confidant and friend, was peddling the birther lie in 2008, according to the former Washington bureau chief of the McClatchy News Group, Sidney Blumenthal, who was banned from joining the Obama administration by the Obama White House precisely because he trafficked in a lot of questionable information about Barack Obama.
Blumenthal passed the second dossier information to Jonathan Weiner at the State Department. Weiner gave dossier number 2 information to Christopher Steele.
On October 21st, 2016, the FBI used one party's opposition research document as the basis to go to a secret court to get a warrant to spy on the other party's campaign. That happened. Democrat National Committee, the Clinton campaign, paid Perkins Coie law firm, who hired Fusion GPS, who then hired a foreigner, Christopher Steele, who did what? Talked to Russians and put together this salacious, unverified document that became the basis to get a warrant to spy on the Trump campaign. They did it. And when they went to the court, they didn't tell them important things like who paid for it. They didn't tell them that Christopher Steele had already told the FBI and the Justice Department that he was, quote, desperate to stop Trump.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and please share it. You can help us continue to fight in the war against disinformation by donating at paypal.me/rightleftofcenter and at subscribestar.com/rightleftofcenter. I'm Right from Right Left of Center, and if you're watching, you're probably right too.